Iraqi Dinar today latest news, the moment we have all been waiting for, the significant development that promises to completely redefine the financial standing of Iraq, is no longer a matter of future speculation. It is a present reality unfolding before our eyes. The journey toward a modernized and globally integrated financial framework for Iraq has reached a monumental turning point with the confirmed live rollout of the digital Iraqi Dinar. This is not the launch of a pilot program or a vague policy proposal. This is an operational real-time implementation by the Central Bank of Iraq for countless individuals who have tracked the trajectory of this currency and awaited a clear sign of progress. This activation represents the tangible beginning of a new era. It is a strategic mechanism designed not only to digitize the currency but, crucially, to lay the essential groundwork for Iraq's potential currency revaluation, firmly cementing the nation's place within the international monetary ecosystem. This move signifies a decisive commitment to financial transparency, systemic stability, and direct secure connection to global finance, marking a historic pivot away from decades of traditional, cash-centric banking operations. For decades, the foundation of Iraq's economy rested upon antiquated, paper-based monetary systems that were inherently susceptible to a host of systemic weaknesses. This conventional framework was notorious for its sluggish operational speed, its inherent vulnerability to illicit activities like corruption and counterfeiting, and its struggle with managing consistent and regulated international exchange flows. That entire landscape of financial operation is undergoing a radical, full-scale transformation right now. The introduction and live deployment of the digital dinar is far more profound than a mere technological refresh. It represents a complete overhaul and integration of Iraq's national currency structure with cutting-edge banking technologies. This new infrastructure grants the Central Monetary Authority the unprecedented ability to monitor, in real time, every transaction that moves through the system, ranging from massive government payroll disbursements and vital oil revenue streams to complex international trade settlements. This immediate, comprehensive oversight is the cornerstone upon which sustained and unprecedented financial stability is being built. A necessity for both domestic and international investors, this strategic pivot to a digital currency is the foundational step required for the Iraqi dinar to successfully reclaim and solidify its international credibility. The lack of a modern, instantly verifiable and transparent system has long hindered the dinar's ability to operate on par with the world's major established currencies. By implementing this digital framework, Iraq is actively constructing the necessary infrastructure to strengthen its monetary standing and prepare for a repositioning on the global stage. The rollout is intrinsically strategic, designed to pave the way for the subsequent and most critical phase in Iraq's financial evolution. This is about building a robust and trustworthy financial backbone that can support a currency with global ambitions. The central bank is not just modernizing, it is strategically engineering an economic environment capable of fostering long-term stability and attracting serious, long-term international investment, signaling its commitment to a resilient, credible future for its national currency. A critical aspect of the digital launch is its ability to eliminate long-standing barriers to global connectivity. Historically, Iraqi financial institutions faced considerable limitations when attempting to directly interface with international platforms, such as the widely used SWIFT network or other cross-border settlement systems. The digital dinar infrastructure completely bypasses these former restrictions. With this integrated system now fully operational, Iraqi banks can safely and securely transact and communicate with international financial bodies, including other global central banks and crucial international trading partners. This direct connectivity is not just an operational convenience, it is an absolute prerequisite for any major change, particularly a potential revaluation of the dinar's exchange rate. Without a secure real-time digital system to manage large-scale currency flows, the activation of a new, higher exchange rate would have been an extremely precarious and high-risk undertaking, potentially leading to widespread financial chaos and instability. The fully operational, digital framework now empowers the Central Bank of Iraq to methodically and cautiously test higher valuation rates within its internal banking systems, coordinating these changes seamlessly with partner banks both domestically and abroad. This measured approach is designed to ensure that any future large-scale currency rollout is executed smoothly, minimizing the potential for market instability and preempting any widespread financial panic. For observers and those holding the currency, the digital launch serves as the clearest, most unmistakable indication that Iraq's monetary authorities are not merely discussing a financial shift, but are actively and meticulously preparing the systems for a significant, forthcoming adjustment. This digital foundation is the instrument of control and management that allows the central bank to navigate a monumental financial change with prudence and stability. Beyond the technical and connectivity advantages, the introduction of the digital dinar is a massive leap forward in ensuring fiscal accountability across the entire financial system. Iraq has faced historical challenges related to money laundering, the unregulated flow of currency, and the general unreliability of banking records, issues that eroded international confidence. Now, every single transaction conducted within the national framework is electronically recorded and permanently traceable. This digitized process provides the central bank with instantaneous and complete oversight, drastically reducing the opportunities for financial mismanagement, the proliferation of counterfeit money, and various forms of fraud. This elevated level of transparency broadcasts a powerful message to the global community. Iraq is unequivocally committed to a comprehensive reform of its monetary system and the vigorous protection of the dinar's intrinsic value. For those individuals who hold the Iraqi dinar, this profound increase in transparency is an absolutely essential development. It acts as a clear signal that the nation is finally establishing a truly stable and fundamentally credible foundation, upon which a successful currency revaluation can be built. This digital infrastructure is the precise and necessary mechanism that will allow the dinar to engage with and safely enter global financial markets without creating an internal financial disruption or potential economic crisis. The commitment to a fully trackable, auditable system fundamentally de-risks the revaluation process and lends unprecedented legitimacy to the currency on the international stage. This transition represents a significant shift in trust and reliability. In addition to enhanced transparency and security, the digital dinar system promises unparalleled gains in speed and overall operational efficiency. Under the outdated traditional banking system in Iraq, routine international wire transfers often languished, taking several days, and sometimes even stretching into weeks, to be fully processed and settled. With the robust new digital integration, these same transfers can now occur instantaneously, effectively connecting Iraq's financial sector directly to the vast global network of banking and commerce. This rapid transaction capability is not merely an added convenience for businesses. It is a fundamental game changer for the country's trade potential, its ability to attract vital foreign investment, and its overarching reputation within the global financial community. The move to a fully digital national currency opens new and previously inaccessible avenues for international collaboration, stimulates greater direct foreign investment, and enables Iraq to negotiate more competitive and advantageous trade agreements. The potential for near-instant cross-border transactions significantly lessens the nation's reliance on the US dollar as the sole intermediary currency for trade, which in turn substantially strengthens Iraq's national financial sovereignty and control over its own economic destiny. Observers who are holding dinars should recognize that this foundational step indicates Iraq is not only poised for a revaluation. The messaging emanating from the central bank is notably clear and consistent. Every effort is being made to prepare the foundational groundwork necessary for the restoration of the dinar's real, inherent value, a move that will stabilize its domestic purchasing power and markedly increase international trust in the currency. For those who have been invested in the dinar for a long period, these official statements and the live digital activation represent the exact milestone they have been patiently anticipating. Every subtle hint, every internal system test, and every minor technical adjustment undertaken by the central bank over the last few years has culminated in this singular, decisive moment, the official and operational launch of the digital dinar infrastructure. Global financial analysts and central bank observers are already actively assessing and reacting to this major development. Reports are emerging that indicate certain prominent international banks are in the process of updating their internal currency tables and operational systems in explicit anticipation of a forthcoming, adjusted dinar rate. While these preparatory updates are intrinsically preliminary and cautious in nature, they nonetheless clearly reflect the gravity and seriousness with which the global financial community is viewing Iraq's strategic move. The precise timing of these international preparations aligns perfectly with the live digital rollout, strongly suggesting that foreign financial institutions are closely monitoring the integration process and are actively positioning themselves for the potential shifts in the currency's valuation. For those with an interest in the dinar, this external, coordinated preparation is highly significant. It provides compelling evidence that the crucial groundwork for revaluation is not confined solely to Iraq's borders, but is being actively recognized, acknowledged, and prepared for across the international financial landscape. This particular type of globally coordinated internal adjustment rarely occurs unless a national central bank is verifiably on the brink of making a major, systemic financial announcement. The live digital rollout effectively serves as the indisputable green light that grants global financial systems the confidence and capability to prepare and adjust for Iraq's definitive next step in its monetary evolution. Furthermore, the operational launch of the digital dinar strategically positions Iraq to emerge as a much stronger and more influential regional economic player. Given that Iraq possesses one of the world's most substantial known oil reserves and maintains significant holdings of both gold and foreign currencies, its overall financial influence is poised to grow exponentially once its currency is fully digitalized and seamlessly connected to international networks. This pivotal move dramatically enhances Iraq's bargaining leverage in critical areas like regional trade negotiations, the structuring of global oil contracts, and the securing of major investment deals. Key financial hubs in neighboring countries are already known to be making operational adjustments in response to this news, evidenced by heightened activity within their banking sectors and local currency markets. This strategic integration of a digital currency into Iraq's national economic framework transcends the simple notion of technical modernization. It is a calculated, strategic maneuver for achieving substantial global relevance and influence. Those following the currency should also consider the broader economic context. Iraq has dedicated decades to meticulously rebuilding and reforming its financial system, following periods of extended instability, large-scale infrastructure improvements, sweeping banking reforms, and now the critical step of digital currency integration are all deliberate and sequential steps toward establishing a fundamentally more resilient and stable national economy. The activation of the digital dinar infrastructure represents the final, essential puzzle piece in this extensive rebuilding process. With this system now fully operational and live, Iraq can safely and confidently proceed with the execution of a new exchange rate without running the grave risk of triggering internal market chaos or instability. Unofficial reports suggest that rigorous internal rate testing has been actively conducted for weeks, with figures circulating behind the scenes that strongly hint at the potential for significant adjustments to the dinar's value. While the official public rate has not yet been formally released, all available signs definitively point toward the imminent arrival of a major financial milestone that could potentially yield benefits for those who became involved early. The Central Bank of Iraq's comprehensive and public approach to this digital rollout is characterized by meticulous deliberation and cautious execution. Every single aspect of the new digital system, from the rigorous security protocols governing transaction integrity to its seamless international connectivity, has been thoroughly tested and validated. Banks across the nation are actively synchronizing their internal operational procedures to perfectly align with the new digital framework. Domestic and regional payment platforms are now being brought into full compatibility with the state-of-the-art system. This level of careful, coordinated preparation unequivocally demonstrates that Iraq is profoundly serious about ensuring a stable, transparent, and globally credible currency revaluation process. This meticulously controlled rollout strategy is designed to minimize risk and simultaneously ensure that when the highly anticipated new rate is finally revealed, it will be met with maximum impact and possess immediate, unquestionable credibility within global financial markets. The digital currency implementation is also poised to fundamentally revolutionize Iraq's interaction with the entire international trade ecosystem. By achieving a direct connection to global payment networks, Iraqi businesses can bypass cumbersome traditional intermediaries, enabling them to complete complex transactions significantly faster and with much higher security standards. This heightened efficiency and security could rapidly elevate Iraq's appeal as a premier destination for direct foreign investments, lucrative trade partnerships, and cutting-edge financial projects. For those holding the dinar, this means that the currency's potential value is no longer primarily reliant on external speculation. It is increasingly backed by a robust real-world economic infrastructure that is demonstrably capable of supporting advanced international transactions and sustained national economic growth. A fully operational digital dinar fundamentally strengthens both the currency itself and the country's overall long-term economic resilience. Even more compelling is the potential for Iraq to engage and ultimately integrate with emerging, state-of-the-art financial technologies. The foundational framework now in place could pave the way for future integration of sophisticated technologies such as blockchain capabilities, advanced central bank digital currency (CBDC) platforms, and instant settlement systems. This opens numerous possibilities for pairing the dinar with the most secure and modern global payment technologies available, making it far more competitive on the global stage. While these potential further developments are still in the early stages of consideration, the undeniable fact that the digital dinar is now fully live creates a solid, secure foundation for an unprecedented wave of future financial innovation. The timeline for the next definitive steps is rapidly coming into sharp focus. With the essential digital activation now complete, domestic banks will continue to finalize the alignment of their internal systems over the upcoming period. Internal testing of the new adjusted exchange rate is strongly believed to be ongoing, with a formal public announcement anticipated in the near future. Financial observers have speculated that the public release of the new exchange rate could occur in a matter of days or weeks, marking an imminent shift. Once this pivotal rate is announced, banks will be prepared to provide precise, detailed procedures for currency exchanges, enabling dinar holders to finally access the new, established valuation. The meticulously synchronized coordination effort involving the central bank, its domestic commercial partners, and international financial institutions profoundly underscores the sheer seriousness and scale of this monumental operation. Every visible sign points toward a truly historic financial milestone for the nation of Iraq. It is vital for those who have invested their time and capital to understand the profound personal significance of this moment. For decades, holding the dinar has been defined by the anticipation of a revaluation, often complicated by uncertainty and numerous delays. With the digital currency now live, the central bank possesses the transparent, secure tool necessary to manage this revaluation with careful precision and accountability. It is imperative that all investors closely monitor official announcements, direct bank communications, and credible press statements for authoritative clues regarding the precise timing of the rate release. This is not the moment to succumb to panic or make impulsive, rushed financial decisions. Instead, a strategy of careful patient observation is most likely to yield the most significant benefits once the new permanent exchange rate is officially brought to life. The global reaction to this event is already palpable and visible. Major oil markets, sophisticated regional banking systems, and international currency platforms are already demonstrating clear adjustments in response to Iraq's successful digital integration. The surge in regional liquidity across the Middle East, the increased activity in regional trade lanes, and even preliminary signals emanating from major global investment institutions all serve as concrete evidence that Iraq's strategic move is being noticed, acknowledged, and factored in at the highest levels. For the dinar itself, this elevated level of international attention could rapidly translate into faster global adoption and a quicker, broader recognition of its potentially higher valuation. Investors who have remained informed and prepared over the extended period of waiting, may find themselves in an extremely advantageous position once the new official rate is formally released to the public. Looking ahead, the digital dinar firmly establishes the stage for Iraq's path toward greater economic independence. By successfully enabling the country to conduct sophisticated international transactions without an absolute reliance on the U.S. dollar or any other single external currency, Iraq is gaining a much-needed degree of control over its own national financial destiny. This crucial step also actively promotes a more diversified and resilient trade model, connecting Iraq to a wider range of global markets and various international currencies. The live rollout of the digital currency is the very first, most tangible step taken in achieving this long-sought-after financial independence. For those who hold the dinar, it is a definitive sign that the currency's future is not only secured by transparent systems, but is also strategically positioned to grow substantially in value as the national economy undergoes comprehensive modernization. Digital integration allows for a far quicker, more streamlined adaptation to evolving global financial standards. Central banks, commercial institutions, and even sophisticated private investors will now have immediate access to real-time, verified data, dramatically enhancing the speed and accuracy of financial decisions related to the dinar's performance and value. This systemic transparency is invaluable for investors, as it significantly reduces uncertainty and fundamentally enhances overall confidence in the dinar's long-term stability and growth trajectory. Iraq's central bank is clearly and unequivocally signaling that the dinar is now prepared and ready to operate on an equal, credible footing with other major international currencies, offering both necessary credibility and enhanced security for all who have maintained their holdings for the long term. The news today signifies much more than a simple technical system upgrade. It is a profound financial milestone for the nation. The digital dinar is officially live, marking the clear commencement of Iraq's modern, sophisticated monetary era. The central bank's demonstrably careful and measured implementation strategy ensures that all internal banking systems, key partner banks, and international financial platforms are perfectly aligned and ready for the next phase. Investors should interpret this as the definitive signal that a revaluation event is rapidly approaching, one that is solidly underpinned by a robust, transparent, and technologically secure foundation. Maintaining patience, diligently monitoring all official central bank updates, and deeply understanding the broader economic context are the absolute keys for anyone holding the Iraqi dinar at this critical stage of development. The historic moment has finally arrived, and the next chapter in Iraq's financial history is unfolding in real time. The potential implications for the Iraqi economy are truly enormous and far-reaching. By seamlessly linking the dinar directly into global banking networks, modernizing the entire system of currency oversight, and instilling comprehensive transparency, Iraq is strategically positioning itself to become a powerful and credible financial hub. This wholesale digital transition is the absolutely essential prerequisite for the Iraqi currency to successfully re-establish its credibility within the global financial marketplace. The previous system lacked the necessary safeguards and transparency to allow the dinar to operate seamlessly alongside other major international currencies in the high-speed global economy. By implementing this powerful digital structure, Iraq is actively building the operational foundation required to strengthen its currency's position and prepare the groundwork for its new phase of valuation. This digital rollout is fundamentally strategic, representing a meticulously planned maneuver designed to set the stage for the next, highly anticipated stage in the country's comprehensive financial evolution. The system is designed to provide institutional accountability and transactional security that was simply not possible under the old cash-dominant regime. It demonstrates a clear and unwavering commitment to aligning the national monetary policy with international best practices, thereby signaling to the world that Iraq is ready to fully participate in modern global trade and finance with a fully regulated and stable currency. The establishment of this digital infrastructure is also vital for ensuring unimpeded international connectivity. Over the years, Iraqi commercial banks consistently faced severe operational limitations and systemic friction when attempting to interface directly with major global platforms, such as the essential SWIFT system and various other cross-border payment networks. The architecture of the new digital Dinar system is specifically engineered to eliminate these former barriers entirely. With this highly secure framework now operating live, Iraq can safely and directly interact with all international financial institutions, a group that includes key global central banks and its most significant trading partners around the world. This new capability is of paramount importance because it has a direct, structural impact on the entire process surrounding the potential for a currency revaluation. Without a demonstrably secure, real-time digital infrastructure to manage complex flows, any activation of a significantly adjusted large-scale exchange rate would have introduced an extremely high level of systemic risk, threatening widespread financial instability. Crucially, the fully deployed digital framework now grants the Central Bank of Iraq the operational confidence and capability to conduct extensive, managed testing of new valuation rates internally, coordinating these vital movements with partner banks both within the country and across international borders. This prudent and measured approach is specifically designed to guarantee that any future announcement of a new exchange rate and its subsequent implementation is executed in a controlled, smooth manner, deliberately mitigating any risk of market overreaction or financial disruption. For the international community and those closely tracking the Dinar's story, the activation of this digital system stands as the most unambiguous signal to date that the Iraqi monetary authorities are actively and systematically preparing their financial systems for a major, transformative shift. The digital framework serves as the definitive tool for central oversight and management, a necessity for navigating such a significant financial change with the necessary stability and control to maintain market confidence. The introduction of the digital dinar is a massive stride forward, not only in technology but in reinforcing national fiscal accountability and oversight. Historically, Iraq has struggled profoundly with serious issues related to money laundering, the unregulated movement of currency flows, and maintaining reliable, auditable banking records, issues that have long hindered global confidence. With this new system, every single transaction conducted is now digitally encoded and logged, providing the central bank with instantaneous, comprehensive, and undeniable oversight. This radical increase in transactional transparency is expected to drastically curb the opportunities for financial fraud, the circulation of counterfeit money, and various forms of financial mismanagement that plagued the old system. For the world's financial institutions, this visible move confirms Iraq's profound commitment to fundamentally reforming its entire monetary system and proactively protecting the long-term integrity and value of its currency. For those individuals and entities holding the Iraqi Dinar, this institutional commitment to transparency is a foundational requirement. It powerfully signals that the nation is now unequivocally focused on establishing a stable and fundamentally credible economic environment, the essential underpinning necessary for any successful and sustainable currency revaluation. The digital rollout itself functions as the primary operational mechanism that permits the dinar to engage with and safely integrate into the volatile global financial markets without running the grave risk of triggering severe internal economic upheaval or chaos. The ability to verify and audit every movement of currency through a secure digital chain provides an unprecedented level of trust. This shift from an opaque, cash-centric environment to a fully trackable, auditable digital system represents a significant de-risking of the overall revaluation process and adds a layer of much-needed international legitimacy to the dinar's future valuation. The advantages of the digital dinar extend significantly into the areas of transactional velocity and systemic efficiency. Under the outdated, traditional banking infrastructure previously used in Iraq, the processing and final settlement of international money transfers often consumed days and sometimes stretched into multi-week periods. With the modern digital integration now complete, these same cross-border financial transfers can be executed almost instantly, effectively linking the entire Iraqi economy directly and seamlessly into the dynamic global banking and commerce networks. This dramatic increase in the speed of transactions is more than a simple convenience. It is a profound game-changer for international trade, foreign direct investment inflows, and the overall perception of the country's financial reliability. A fully digitalized national currency platform is the key that unlocks the door to deeper international partnerships, greater competitive trade agreements, and a substantial increase in foreign investment interest. The potential for these instant, real-time cross-border transactions also serves to reduce the country's dependency on the U.S. dollar as the sole or primary currency for every trade settlement, a shift that markedly strengthens Iraq's national sovereignty over its own financial system. Long-term observers of the dinar should recognize this major development as the most concrete evidence that Iraq is not just theorizing about a future revaluation, but is strategically preparing the necessary complex infrastructure for a future where the dinar is expected to be widely recognized as a fundamentally stable and globally respected currency. The modernization effort is a direct move towards creating a currency that can stand independently and confidently in the international arena, backed by robust digital technology and clear central oversight, providing a solid counterpoint to past uncertainties. The definitive public confirmation from the Central Bank of Iraq regarding the live operational status of the digital system represents a monumental institutional achievement. Official statements released by senior bank personnel have verified that all key local commercial banks have now completed their full integration with the new digital framework. Furthermore, extensive system-wide testing is confirmed to be actively underway on all internal platforms to ensure every operation is in full and rigorous compliance with the highest international operational and security standards. This unprecedented level of strategic coordination provides a strong assurance that, upon the eventual introduction of a new exchange rate, the process will be exceptionally orderly, well-managed, and without operational friction. The communications emanating from the central bank have been consistent and powerfully clear. The meticulous work being done is all focused on laying the essential and non-negotiable groundwork for the eventual restoration of the dinar's genuine underlying value. This is a critical step aimed at stabilizing the currency's domestic purchasing power and, perhaps more importantly, dramatically increasing international trust in its integrity. For those who have maintained their positions in the dinar for years, these official announcements and the tangible activation of the digital system represent the precise developmental phase that they have been awaiting. Every carefully released hint, every systemic test, and every minor technical adjustment undertaken by the bank over the preceding period has culminated in this singular, decisive moment, the official and fully operational launch of the central digital dinar platform. Global financial analysts and major market observers are already demonstrably adjusting their outlooks in response to this major Iraqi development. Numerous reports are now indicating that several high-profile international banking institutions are in the process of proactively updating their internal currency tables and operational protocols in explicit preparation for the anticipated announcement of a new dinar rate. While these preparatory institutional updates are, by necessity, preliminary and cautious, they nevertheless accurately reflect the degree of seriousness with which the global financial community is viewing Iraq's forward-moving strategy. The timing of these external preparations perfectly coincides with the live digital rollout, powerfully suggesting that foreign institutions are closely tracking the integration of the new system and are positioning themselves for an expected, significant adjustment in the currency's valuation. For the community of dinar holders, this coordinated international preparedness is a particularly significant and reassuring factor. It confirms that the technical and financial groundwork for a major revaluation is an effort that is recognized and being factored in far beyond the geographical boundaries of Iraq itself. This level of synchronized preparation among major foreign financial systems is an occurrence that is exceedingly rare unless a national central bank is verifiably and imminently preparing to execute a significant financial announcement that will affect global operations. The operational digital rollout is therefore functioning as the undeniable green light, providing the necessary confidence and technical capability for global financial systems to prepare their own structures for Iraq's critical next monetary step. The live digital dinar also fundamentally strengthens Iraq's position as a formidable regional economic force. Possessing some of the world's most extensive proven oil reserves and maintaining substantial national holdings of both gold and foreign currencies, Iraq's financial and economic influence is poised for significant growth once its currency is fully digitalized and securely linked into the international financial architecture. This strategic move directly enhances Iraq's leverage and bargaining power in crucial areas such as multilateral regional trade negotiations, the structuring of large-scale oil contracts, and the securing of lucrative foreign investment deals. Key financial hubs in neighboring nations are already observed to be adjusting to this news, evidenced by increasing activity within their domestic banking sectors and local currency markets, reflecting the projected economic ripple effect of Iraq's modernization. The successful integration of this digital currency system into the national economy is a move that surpasses mere technical modernization. It is a bold strategic repositioning for enduring global relevance and economic stature. All those following the dinar should also fully grasp the comprehensive, multi-year economic context of this event. Iraq has dedicated decades to the meticulous and difficult process of structurally rebuilding its core financial system after extended periods of debilitating instability and conflict. Large-scale infrastructure enhancements, sweeping and fundamental banking reforms, and now the successful integration of a fully digital currency are all sequential, deliberate steps toward establishing an economy that is fundamentally more resilient and robust. The official launch of the digital dinar represents the final, crucial component in this monumental multi-stage financial transformation. With this new secure system now fully live and operational, Iraq is positioned to execute a new exchange rate policy safely and confidently, without incurring the high risk of internal financial turmoil that previously existed. Unofficial yet widely circulated reports suggest that rigorous internal rate testing has been continuously conducted for a number of weeks, and the figures being discussed behind the scenes strongly hint at the potential for a major adjustment in the currency's fundamental value. While the definitive public rate is still pending official release, all accumulating evidence points clearly toward a historic financial milestone that is expected to benefit those who have been observing the currency's journey closely. The entire process employed by the Central Bank of Iraq for this digital rollout is characterized by an unwavering sense of deliberate caution and meticulous execution. Every technical and operational aspect of the new digital system has been thoroughly tested and validated, from the high-level security of transactions to the seamless international connectivity. Commercial banks across the country are fully engaged in synchronizing their internal operational systems to perfectly match and utilize the new digital framework. Both domestic and regional payment platforms are now being finalized for full compatibility with the new digital infrastructure. This level of comprehensive and careful preparation serves as irrefutable evidence that Iraq is profoundly committed to executing a stable, transparent, and internationally credible currency revaluation process when the time comes. This highly controlled and managed rollout strategy is specifically designed to significantly reduce systemic risk and simultaneously ensure that, when the anticipated new rate is finally made public, it carries the maximum possible impact and achieves unquestionable global credibility in the financial markets. The implementation of this new digital currency also holds the transformative potential to completely revolutionize the way Iraq engages with international trade and commerce. By securing a direct and efficient connection to global payment networks, Iraqi businesses will be able to bypass traditional and often costly intermediaries, allowing them to complete international transactions faster and with dramatically improved security. This systemic enhancement of trade functionality is expected to significantly increase Iraq's appeal as a premier destination for foreign direct investment, strategic trade partnerships, and the launch of innovative financial projects. For holders of the dinar, this means that the currency's intrinsic value will be increasingly anchored not just by speculation, but by robust, real-world economic infrastructure that actively supports international transactions and sustained national economic growth. A fully deployed digital dinar system inherently strengthens both the national currency's stability and the broader economic resilience of the country. This systemic overhaul builds a foundation that is fundamentally more secure and trustworthy than the cash-based system it replaces. Furthermore, a more exciting prospect lies in the potential for Iraq to actively engage with and integrate emerging global financial technologies. The foundational infrastructure now fully in place creates a pathway for the future exploration of advanced technologies, including specific blockchain applications, proprietary central bank digital currency, CBDC platforms, and instant global settlement systems. This opens a broad spectrum of possibilities for pairing the dinar with the most secure and modern payment technologies available, significantly boosting its competitiveness on the global financial stage. While these further technological developments are still in their early conceptual stages, the indisputable fact that the core digital dinar system is now live and fully functional establishes the necessary, secure foundation upon which all future financial innovation can be rapidly built. The anticipated timeline for the subsequent steps is becoming progressively clearer. With the foundational digital activation phase now successfully completed, commercial banks will continue to meticulously align their remaining internal systems over the coming days and weeks. Internal rate testing of the new valuation is almost certainly ongoing behind the scenes, with an official public announcement of the new rate expected imminently. Financial observers are advising careful attention to official releases. Once this critical exchange rate is officially published, domestic banks will be prepared to provide all necessary, detailed procedures for the conversion and exchange of currency, allowing dinar holders to access the new, established valuation. The high degree of operational coordination involving the central bank, domestic banking institutions, and key international financial bodies strongly emphasizes the immense seriousness, control, and sheer scale of this complex operation. Every single indicator currently points toward the realization of a historic financial milestone for the Republic of Iraq. It is essential for those who have placed their faith in this currency to recognize the personal significance of this juncture. For years, the holding of dinar has been characterized by the expectation of a revaluation event, often fraught with systemic uncertainty and multiple delays. With the digital currency system now fully live, the central bank has gained the precise tool required to manage this complex revaluation process with unprecedented transparency and meticulous care. Individuals who are observing the dinar should pay the closest attention to all official public announcements, direct bank communications, and credible press statements for authoritative clues regarding the precise timing of the rate release. This is a period that demands patience and prudent observation, not impulsive or panicked financial maneuvers. A carefully considered and measured approach is most likely to yield the most significant and positive outcomes once the new official exchange rate is definitively activated. The global financial reaction is already widely visible. Global oil markets, complex regional banking systems, and international currency platforms are all demonstrably adjusting their outlooks and operational plans in response to Iraq's successful digital integration, the evident increase in liquidity across the Middle East, the surge in activity within regional trade corridors, and the early, positive signals emanating from major global investment institutions all confirm that Iraq's strategic monetary move is being noted, taken seriously, and factored into worldwide financial calculations. For the Iraqi dinar, this significant and sustained level of international attention could directly translate into a faster adoption rate and a quicker, broader recognition of its potential for a higher valuation. Those who have diligently remained informed, patient, and prepared throughout the currency's journey may now find themselves in a profoundly advantageous position once the official new rate is finally released to the public. Looking forward, the successful implementation of the digital dinar firmly sets the stage for a new era of national economic independence. By granting Iraq the enhanced capability to execute international transactions without undue reliance on the US dollar or any other single external currency, the nation gains a crucial measure of control over its own long-term financial destiny. This landmark step also actively encourages the development of a more diversified and robust national trade model, which will seamlessly connect Iraq to multiple, diverse global markets and a wider array of international currencies. The live rollout of this digital currency is the very first, most tangible and non-reversible action taken toward achieving this long-term financial independence. Digital integration also ensures a faster and more systematic adaptation to evolving global financial standards and regulatory requirements. Key institutions, including central banks, large commercial institutions, and even sophisticated private investors, will now have access to verified real-time data, which significantly increases the speed and overall accuracy of all decisions related to the dinar. For investors, this new transparency is absolutely invaluable. It directly reduces market uncertainty and substantially enhances overall confidence in the currency's long-term stability and growth prospects. Iraq's central bank is clearly signaling to the world that the dinar is now ready to operate on an equitable and secure footing with other recognized international currencies, providing both essential credibility and enhanced transactional security for those who have held the currency for its long-term potential. Today's news represents an achievement far greater than a mere technical system overhaul. It is a fundamental financial and structural milestone for the nation. The digital dinar is officially live, marking the clear commencement of Iraq's modern, sophisticated monetary era. The central bank's measured and careful implementation strategy ensures that all internal systems, partner banks, and global platforms are fully aligned and prepared. Those following the dinar should take this as the clearest possible signal that a revaluation event is not a distant possibility, but an imminent phase, one that is supported by a foundation that is now robust, transparent, and digitally secure. Patience, diligent monitoring of official updates, and a strong understanding of the broader economic context are now the absolute key strategies for anyone holding the dinar at this pivotal moment in its history. The final moment has arrived, and history is now unfolding in real time. This development carries enormous multi-generational implications for Iraq's entire economy and its future role in global markets. By seamlessly linking the dinar directly to established global banking networks, modernizing the entire system of currency oversight, and instilling comprehensive transparency, Iraq is strategically positioning itself to be recognized as a significant financial and trade hub in the region. This is expected to attract significant new capital investments, drive a substantial increase in international trade volume, and solidify the country's economic influence across the globe. For investors, it also means that the dinar is evolving into a fundamentally more credible, stable, and attractive asset. The live digital rollout is the vital, operational bridge connecting the past era of speculation and uncertainty with a future where the currency is poised to gain unquestionable international recognition and realize its full inherent value. Finally, for every individual holding the dinar or closely following this complex story, today is a day to mark in the history books. After a long period of anticipation and strategic waiting, Iraq has decisively transitioned from its internal planning phase to full public execution. The digital dinar is live, the national and international banking systems are synchronizing, and the entire world is watching the next definitive steps. The final rate publication, the launch of official exchanges, and the culmination of full international integration are the events that will irrevocably define Iraq's financial landscape for decades ahead. For all those with a vested interest, this is the beginning of a new, consequential era, one where their years of patience and preparation may soon be rewarded in a way that generates both profound personal financial change and significant national economic uplift. This is financial history being made, and it is happening right now before our eyes.